yourself a basic question about network integrity. You guys talked about the Russia hoax nonstop.
The FBI was investigating it. The FBI was investigating it, and we covered them.
And so
this video is absolutely brilliant. This is JD Vance on CNN absolutely exposing them for who they are, exposing them for their bias, exposing them for their lies and their lack of integrity with all this garbage about Russian meddling in elections. And I think it's about time that the mainstream media got pulled up for who they really are live on air. This is fantastic.
you took the words of unnamed FBI agents and put them on your network as if they were the gospel truth. You did it again and again. A viewer of your network would have believed that Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin conspired in 2016.
No.
That was totally and preposterously false.
No.
Well, that's
what you just said
why.
is false. We covered an FBI investigation. I don't know why you want to talk about the FBI investigation.
You covered it in a way that gave credence to anonymous sources' accusations. You did it yourself. Your network did it, Jake. But again, can we talk about the issues that Americans care most about?
I'm talking about things that Donald Trump has said.
Yes.
If you have an issue with whether or not he's talking about the economy enough, that's between you and your running mate. I'm talking about things he has said this week.
Every single rally that he does, he talks about how he wants to unleash American energy so we can lower the cost of groceries. He talks about the fact that housing has become unaffordable. He talks about the wide open border, Jake. Kamala Harris and her allies, you know, it's interesting. Kamala Harris and her media allies, and I would put CNN in this category. You guys,
they wouldn't.
You guys seem to care.
I'll tell you that they wouldn't.
Well, they should watch your network more because you guys seem to care more about Donald Trump's past than the future of the American people. We're running this campaign on making the American dream.
I'm specifically asking about how Donald Trump is going to be president in the future should he win, and then we're being told
he's going to pursue economic policies that lower the cost of groceries and make life more affordable again. He talks about it every single day on the campaign trail, and so do I. What you're talking about is an anonymously sourced story, or one guy
nothing anonymously sourced,
or who one guy who is a disgruntled employee.
I told
where
you 10 other
people pushed back against him and said that what he said was dishonest. So why don't we talk about the policy that's affecting American citizens and not what Donald Trump allegedly said, according to one guy who's pissed off because he got fired by Donald Trump?
Woo! That was absolutely brutal. I am so glad that JD Vance did that and just said it how it is. Put CNN in this place. The CNN guy just did a sort of Kamala Harris word salad trying to defend himself, but it was absolutely pathetic. They can't cover up the fact that they're biased. I mean, you know, the stuff that happened, you know, the mainstream media generally with the various presidential debates that we've had that were clearly set up, skewed against Donald Trump. They have attacked Donald Trump like mad for years and years and years and years. And Donald Trump has had 2 assassination attempts, and it is no coincidence, okay, when the mainstream media, they have just picked on him and painted him out as some sort of a Nazi, fascist, Hitler-like guy. That's why there are assassination attempts on this man, because of the way they portray him. They portray him as some kind of evil dictator, rather than just being like, this is a guy who wants to lower taxes. This is a guy who wants to make housing more affordable. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris gets barely any scrutiny at all. The scrutiny that she gets is basically from what Elon Musk posts on Twitter, and that's about it. Luckily, X or Twitter, if whatever you want to call it, is growing, and Elon Musk's posts get a lot of views, so the word is getting out. And people are not buying this rubbish anymore. You know, if you watch the Joe Rogan podcast with Donald Trump that just came out, and I really recommend that you go take a look if you haven't already, they really talk about the way that the media has portrayed Trump. So many stories there, just talking through exactly how they've treated him, and it's really appalling. So I really recommend that you take a listen to that. And then one thing that they point out on that Joe Rogan podcast is, at this point, they just keep on undermining their own credibility. The more that they do this, yes, there are people that still trust the mainstream media and still listen to it, but more and more people, they're moving to alternative media. They're moving to listening to independent voices online because they just don't trust what they see anymore. They see the way that it's skewed against people on the right, and the way that they twist words, they take things out of context and make things up, and people just had enough of it. So, you know, the more CNN does this, the sooner that they'll die, I guess. I mean, we'll see what happens. But fingers crossed regardless of what the mainstream media does, hopefully the independent voices, Elon Musk and everything on X will be enough to get Donald Trump back into the White House when we have our election very, very soon. I've got all my fingers crossed because I think free speech is going to die and all sorts of other things are going to go wrong. If Kamala Harris gets into the White House, it would be pretty horrendous. I'm Chloe Dobbs. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel on Reasoned here so that you do not miss out on any more of our videos. We've got some exciting elections coming up. Obviously, we've got the Tory leadership contest going on as well as the US presidential election. So there's a lot going on. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. I'll see you very soon.